our social media, trying to reach out to young people through social media and all parts of Auckland. But the fact that it was under 25% voter turnout is really, really worrying. We've got to go with online voting in the future and get rid of this, postal way of doing our elections in the future, because we know that most Aucklanders that we did speak to just did not even know. The ones that didn't have a knowledge just didn't even know that there was an election on. And I think I have to say that mainstream media, it's been a real challenge for this campaign. I mean, we've only been on national TV twice. And when you look at the previous election, there were times that at least the top three people, Leo Maloya, Fesso Collins and Wayne Brown, were on TV at least 2 or 3 times a week. So my view is that most Aucklanders didn't know who else there was actually to choose from until that poll was released in September. And that was just before the nominations, or just after nominations had closed. So I think that there has been a real letdown from mainstream media around the ability to run very good reporting from that perspective on national TV to keep Aucklanders up to date with what's going on. And I think that's actually reflected in the numbers of the turnout.
Do you think, given that the numbers were quite so low, do you think that kind of says anything about Wayne Brown's mandate at all?
Of course. I think how does he have mandate without even a quarter of Aucklanders voting? I mean, it's really concerning if he calls this a great win for Auckland, because it's, the fact that you don't even have 1 in 4 people voting is just, it's horrendous for our city. We're the biggest city in the country, and to not even be involved with voting is really shocking.
Were you at all annoyed or concerned about the sort of seeming lack of support from Labour? Some candidates, MPs, saying that Wayne was a better choice. Do you think that there was a bit of a lack of interest or a lack of support from the Labour Party?
Look, I was clear from the start that I was looking to stand as an independent, and I knew what the pros and cons would be that would come along with that. I don't actually think that those comments made a huge difference to the campaign. I think it was more that Aucklanders did not know who was the left-leaning candidate and who was the right-leaning candidate, or who had any affiliations to Labour in the past, or who had affiliations to National. And I think that was really confusing for people that are used to being able to go in to vote and know who those people are. And that was some of the feedback that we did get as well. So yes, it has been a concern, especially because of the fact that we haven't been on national TV that much. So all of those contributing factors, I think, has led to the result that we've got today.
What did you sort of think about the tone of the campaign? A few sort of hours ago, Wayne Brown said that you got personal with him. That was his claim anyway. I suppose, what did you think of the general sort of how clean the campaign was?
I thought it was actually really clean myself. I mean, every time I made a comment about him not showing up to debates, that was factual information. And I mean, people that were there at those debates are able to attest to that and have been able to write different articles on that. So no, I don't think it was anything like that. I think, everything that we shared, or I shared from my part in terms of the campaign, was based on fact.
Is it some consolation though, although you got one for Labour, but Fo looks like it's going to stay a Labour councillor?
Yes, and I have to say that Sarah Patterson-Hamlin will be an amazing councillor. I do know Sarah, and I know that she will work really hard for the Fo ward and for all of the constituents in this ward.
What's next for you then, Kerrin? I mean, there's lots of talk about becoming an MP down the line. Is that the target now?
Look, that may happen at some point in the future, but for now I'm just going to have a bit of a break for a couple of months and rethink about what I will do in terms of my next steps. But I've got a degree and 2 masters, so I'm very it's beneficial that I'm able to always find work and look at that, and that does happen often in politics. When people don't win, they do go back out into work for a bit and look at their career in a few years' time. So I'll be thinking about taking all those things into account, but I'll also be looking forward to spending a bit more time with my kids.
Given that you and Wayne obviously ran different campaigns, different policies, different visions, are you at all concerned about the next 3 years under him, and I suppose what are your biggest concerns of him getting more time in the mayoral office, if there are any?
Oh, I am really concerned, and I know that so many Aucklanders had approached me, about accountability and transparency, and that was certainly one of the things that was brought up by the Western Springs Speedway as well, that they were concerned with that, but not just them. There are a number of organisations that have expressed that to me. So I think that the reality is there is a culture within local government that mayors do 2 terms because of name recognition and so on. So we knew that we were up against all those things regardless of what they may or may not be doing well.
No regrets about having a crack? I mean, nobody else sort of the profile did have a crack at it, but you did? No regrets about doing it?
No, not at all. I think every election or campaign has been a stepping stone for me and a learning curve, and I still stand very strong on what I believe in, is that Auckland deserves better leadership. I still believe that now. Even with Wayne Brown, I have sent him a message to congratulate him, but at the same time I am concerned about Auckland's future. I'm concerned about the leadership of Auckland under Wayne Brown, and that's why I put my name up. But obviously Aucklanders have made their choice. As I say, I still don't believe it's a huge mandate of under 25% of voter turnout. So I don't believe that they made a well-informed choice. Well, there you go, to 75%. It sounds like they didn't even know that there was an election on. So it's really disappointing for our city, and we have to do better. We have to do better in terms of education and in terms of letting Aucklanders know that there is actually other people to choose from other than the incumbent.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that today. Thanks.
And thank you for your good reporting, your balanced reporting as well. Should I be saying that online? Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
No, it's been an interesting campaign. Yeah. But yeah, you do realise people are just used to voting that way. Who's the Labour person and who's not?
Yeah.
Who's the right-leaning person and who's the left-leaning. And